Hello, Sharif here, and welcome to our fifth and, if you've seen my notice, final um, laboratory for the year. Um, I think that people are going to be really busy in December. I'm going to be really busy in December, and we can restart and actually maybe revamp our process for the laboratories. Um, got something interesting for you today. Oh, I think it's interesting, and but I wanted to check in with you regarding our process and regarding our kind of where we're going. I mentioned during the live streams that I was um, uh, going to do a workshop in December, and it's taking me longer to put together than I had planned. And so I'm going to push that back to January. And instead, I'm going to do something radically surprising to even me. I'm going to open up the Commonweigh archives. As you know, I try to be as generous as possible regarding our video archives. I think I've got like 250 videos that are available on the Commonweigh on this YouTube channel that you're on right now. Well, actually, some of you may be on Facebook, some of you may be on LinkedIn, but if you want access to the Commonweigh Public Archive, uh, that's available. All you have to do is go to my Sharif Abdullah channel and sign up. But that doesn't include a bunch of videos that have been paid videos. So people paid to do a workshop. We do the recording of it. The people who paid for it get access to it. But in this month, in December, I'm going to open up that access to a larger group. It's still not going to be public, and it won't be public for maybe forever. But you'll have access to some titles that I am very proud of and have been very well received, let's say. I'll talk more about that as when we end this our lab here. So let's talk a bit about our subject. Again, as you know, the whole idea of the laboratory is how do you open up holonic consciousness? How do we open up the consciousness of all? How do we open up the consciousness of the human beings and the other than human beings who live with us, who live on us, who live within us, who live beside us? How do we open ourselves to life and have that life talk to us so that we can hear it and so that we can be the carriers of it, and we can live a life on this planet that's informed by the planet. What I'm talking about isn't new. In fact, it's pretty, it's among our more ancient teachings of us being one. Now, lots and lots of folks have other philosophies nowadays. I'm 2, I'm 3, I'm 15, I'm no one, I'm all, whatever you want to do. But we're going to be focusing in on how to open up a particular kind of consciousness, holonic consciousness, the consciousness of the whole, and use that to actually govern our lives. I've told many of you when I talk with you that I've been practicing listening to my intuition for 40 years, 45 years, somewhere in there. I've trained that intuition, and I've had teachers that help me train that intuition to the point that I can rely on it more than I rely on that more than I rely on my logical head. Your logical head can get you in trouble. When you are living from your intuition, you're not going to get in trouble. The thing that we try to do with intuition is carry our fears over into the intuition, which is a really, really bad idea. One of the things that is true once you open yourself to your intuition is the recognition how much vibration, the existence of vibration, plays into our consciousness, that we can become all of life is vibration. Now, if that's the first time you heard it, I'm sorry to just kind of drop it on you like that, but I think that a lot of people have heard that before. Let's see what I can pull up on my screen here. We may have heard that from this guy, Nikola Tesla, and we know that Tesla is the electronic genius that's given us most of our most useful electronic devices in our world. And he said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Well, number one, I agree with him, and number two, he doesn't need me to agree with him. He's got his own energy and his own success. I mean, think of a device that uses electricity that he didn't impact. Everything in front of me and everything in front of you and everything in between has Tesla's fingerprints all over it. And he thought in terms of energy, and he thought in terms of frequency, and he thought in terms of vibration. Same thing is true with Albert Einstein. Everything that he did, and his equation, the most famous mathematical equation on Earth, is all about energy. It's all about frequency. It's all about how you shift vibration. So you've heard of Einstein, you've heard of Tesla. Someone you may not have heard of is Wilhelm Reich. Reich did lots and lots of experimentation with on the concept of frequency and on the concept of vibration. Many of his experiments were radically successful. He was curing people of cancer, and did it so many times that the medical establishment didn't like him and shut him down, shut him way down. All of his writings were confiscated, and the federal government has them somewhere, somewhere away from you and away from me, and uh, arrested him for something or another, being too smart for his time. And so we have more time available to us to look at the whole question of vibration. I knew that I wanted to talk about vibration today, and I remembered something and went digging back through my video archives, and I want to share with you a video. I'm setting it up, and I'm very conscious of the fact that some of you have said that when I'm sharing a video, you can either hear me or you can hear the video, but you can't hear both. And I see there is a note to me here on the bottom. Also share tab audio. Okay. So maybe, just maybe, this is going to work with hearing the video and seeing the video. However, before it does, what I want to do is set this up. I was in Thailand. I've been to Thailand several times, and I was in Thailand on a medical matter, and I was when I say medical matter, my personal medical plan is to leave this country, to have enough money on a credit card to leave this country, and then get medical care wherever I am. It doesn't matter. It's going to be competent medical care. Oh, shouldn't say that. Almost everywhere I can get competent medical care at a fraction of the cost of what it would be here in this country. And because I've saved so much money, I can afford to live large wherever I am. I'll give you, this is just a quick aside. It looks like we're going to be, because we're not going to be able to practice this, we're going to be out early today. So let me tell you a quick story and then get to the vibration. I was in Thailand at the location I'm about to show you, out in the jungles, and I had a motorcycle to get me into Chiang Mai, and I got knocked off my motorcycle. I could call it an accident, but when the driver looks right at you and doesn't stop, I don't call that an accident. I've learned too late that the only rule on the road in Thailand was who has the bigger vehicle. Anything that's smaller than you, you can run down. Anything that's bigger than you, you've got to give way to. Well, learn that the hard way by hitting the ground. Busted my ankle, and had to go to the emergency ward. Got to the emergency ward, and they took 4 X-rays. That's 4 X-rays. Think of how much that costs in this country. Determined that I had a crack in my ankle, gave me a cast. How much is that going to cost? Gave me a set of crutches. How much does that cost? Then they gave me um, uh, enough painkillers to make sure that I was not going to be in pain for the next couple of days. And the total bill came to $31. And it was accompanied by an apology because I had to wait 5 whole minutes in the waiting room before somebody could see me. And the whole time I'm like, what would this take? You know, a cracked ankle going into an emergency ward in the United States. How long would you be there? How much would it cost? Yeah, so that's why I leave the country. Anyway, so I'm out about a half-hour motorcycle ride from Chiang Mai, and I'm staying at this place where the house that I'm staying in is a little tiny. It's a house, but it's a tiny house. Um, Living room, kitchen, um, bedroom, bathroom, and a really nice porch that the peacocks like hanging out on. Um, but the whole thing is sitting in the middle of a lagoon, and there's a little bridge I have to cross to get to my place, and it's just it was really nice. I really liked it. If I can find the video of the place, I know I've got some somewhere. I'll show it to you if you want to see it. And so I would sit on the when the peacocks would let me sit on my patio, I would sit on the patio and I'd look at the water, and I'd saw these vibrations that I'm about to show you. These vibrations are not this is not like water dropping into the like rain dropping into the water. That creates the rain creates a pattern, but the pattern is not what you're about to see. Um, the vibration is very regular. You'll remember when we were doing the meditations with the cricket. The cricket vibration was regular, but not regular like a metronome, but regular to its organic environment. The whole environment was part of the cricket. The cricket was part of the whole environment. And these water vibrations that I'm about to show you um, are very precise, and it's only a minute. So I'm going to loop it a couple of times so that you can get the full vision of it, the full benefit from it. So now, without further ado, and the audio is not that important. One of the things I'm putting the audio on for is to so you see how loud peacocks are. So I will do this, and then I'll loop it a couple of times, and I'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. Okay. Um, so you saw the very concentric and very even um, ripples in the water. And you could tell that this was not um, like raindrops falling down from leaves or something like that. This was something vibrating the water. Now, if I were to guess, I looked for a long time and I could not see anything doing this. My guess is that there is some kind of bug that was in the center of those ripples causing that the bug's vibrations were causing the ripples to take place. The That's an assumption. I want us to be clear that we don't know. Now remember, the whole thing with breaker consciousness is that breakers believe they know everything. They know everything, and they've got an opinion about everything, and they're willing to tear everything apart to connect with their opinion. But we're sitting in this space of not knowing. Um, if something proves that there's some critter down in the water that's causing the vibrations, great. I'm fine. If it's something that water does in Thailand, just water is doing this, great. Um, no critter causes ocean waves, so maybe the water just waves like this there. By being open to our reality devoid of my suppositions about reality, we can then start seeing true reality. We can start seeing the truth of our own existence. Also wanted to say that that you saw the water looked really muddy, and that's because there's uh, this part of Thailand is subject to flooding. This is on the right out of the hill country, and water can come off the hills and flood the valley. And so what happens is that these low lagoons are created to slow the water down, to let the water actually absorb into the earth as opposed to running over the top of the earth. And those who are trying to live in harmony with the earth, like the folks that had this place that I was staying at, would take care of these lagoons, so that when I first moved in, this was the lagoon was all bare land. There's no water at all. Within a couple of days, it fills up and would run over, but it just runs down to the next land, and then the next land, and then the next land, so that everything can calm down. Um, this is when human beings and all other beings are living in harmony with the earth. You think about this with regard to beavers. What is it that beavers do? Beavers build dams because they like living in water. Well, that's part of it. But beavers build dam to slow down the water, because that's their part of nature, to take care of the entire ecosphere, the entire environment, by doing this one thing. Now, we're supposed to be taking care of the entire environment by doing our one thing, and we don't even know what it is. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing here, so we do everything wrong. I should say breakers do everything wrong. We're going to do it right because we're going to pay attention to something as small as the vibration of this being, this water in this situation. Okay, so I'm going to show you the vibration one more time, one more loop, I'll say, and then talk about something else. So, and I hope the sound came through okay for you. And here it goes, and here it comes on. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. It's a beautiful pattern, and I like watching it. I like looking at the pattern, and oh, I don't know if so I talked to you about Tesla, and I talked to you about Wilhelm Reich. I forgot to talk to you about Joseph Rael, who wrote a book called Being and Vibration. And again, so Tesla and Reich are talking from a scientific point of view, but Joseph Rael is talking about his Native American um, roots and being raised on a reservation. And it's a beautifully written book. I recommend it to you. And this is just one quote from it, where he says, "The true human is someone who is aware, someone who is, moment by moment, totally and completely merged with life." I'll say that again. The true human is someone who is aware, someone who is, moment by moment, totally and completely merged with life. He is a listener. She is a listener. Out of the capacity of inner and outer listening comes the quality of humility. So if you're listening, you will be humble. If you are arrogant, you're not listening. He goes on to say, the true listener is no longer defined by desires or attachments. And the last thing he says on this page, meditators become silence so that they can go to true vibration, which is a mouthful, coming into your true vibration. When you read the things that Jesus, for example, said, not the things that people say he said, not the things that people wish or fear that he said. But when you read what he said, he's talking about us becoming true human beings, for us being authentic human beings. And I actually did a pretty serious workshop series on that, on becoming true human beings. And I'll say this last time, and then we're going to end early. I'm going to be opening up the Commonway archives for those who want to do a really deep dive into the archives. If what you want is like you want to see one workshop or two workshops, I'll give you a price on that. But for a little bit more, you can dive into into 10 different workshops covering 50 hours of material broken into 8 to 10 different sections. And you can do it at, well, most of the things I do are at my speed, when I'm awake to do that. But you can do these at your speed, and you'll have access to this for 30 days or so. And I will have something going out to you in the very near future about that. And put that to your use. One of the things that we talk about on the holidays is, many of us get together with family. Many of us get together with family you don't like. Many of us have a holiday routine, but many, many of us don't. We don't have a holiday routine. We don't have a way of connecting with others. We are experiencing spiritual starvation in the midst of lots and lots of food. I think that if you had access to these videos, instead of watching a mindless movie, you can do something that is mindful and something that is deeply connected to your being. So at the end of the holiday season, rather than just being a little bit heavier, you can actually be heavier in your heart and in your mind. You can actually learn something and maybe transfer that to other people. We need to do that, and we are. I'm setting things up so that you can do that. If you are signed up to either the Commonway website list or the YouTube, my YouTube channels, the Sharif Abdullah channel, you'll get the information on this. If you aren't signed up to either one of them, get signed up to both of them. It doesn't cost you anything, and you may see some real benefit to it. Okay, I'm going to wrap up here. If I restart the laboratories starting in January, it's going to be because there's some people who really want to do the work. And when I mean do the work, I mean sign up, put your lab coat on, get your specimens out. The specimens are you. You are your own specimen. And let's get started in building a whole new consciousness that is going to be the thing that will support us through the rough times ahead, through the tumultuous times ahead. Okay, may all beings be well. May all beings be secure. May all beings be happy, and that includes you. I'll talk to you at another point in time, hopefully Tuesday for the next live stream. Talk to you later. Bye.